yeah, to the starter, to the solenoid, to the battery. We've got a power cable going back to the stereo system. We've got our ground going to the frame rail. And then that. Welcome back to the workbench, where we try to make things. And what we're continuing to try to make is Revell's 1971 Mach 1 Mustang. And this is for the Blue Ox Model Shop Street Machine group build. And we're making pretty good progress. I made decent progress between yesterday and today. In fact, smaller steps, but it has larger results, is what I would say. So we've pretty well got the motor shoved into the compartment. We've got that all straightened out, sitting down low, sitting down where it needs to be. And we'll look at that in just a second. But what did happen is we've pretty well got the chassis finished up. So we've got the exhaust in, we've got the rear end in, and the leaf springs and the drive shaft is all installed. Hopefully you guys can see it. In fact, let me bring it down below so you can probably see a little better. Two things I guess I will mention about this. One, let's get the dog hair out of there. No, but one, I have not put in the shocks yet. Wow, I think I glued this dog hair in there. Come on. All right, there we go. I have not put the shocks in, and the reason being is because I forgot. I forgot to put the shocks in. So basically, I'm gonna have to get the shocks in there. One, one goes here and one goes there. It'd be easy enough to just pop them in there. But I've got to do that. We can kind of see how the fuel system looks. Maybe if we can get enough light in there, you can see the fuel pump sitting in there and the pipe, the fuel line coming out and running up to the front. We can see the brake line runs right down the side here, which I need to probably connect. I'm just looking at it right now. Probably connect a little tighter just to get it away from the drive shaft just a little bit. But it runs right down the middle and then connects into the brake lines that run on top of the rear end here. Anyways, so that's all done. The second issue underneath here is I made the connection here. This is nice and glued up here from the exhaust into the header collector there, and we'll paint all this up a little better, but that's not the point. That issue that I'm having is this one actually, if I can snag it, actually ended up just a little bit short. Can you see that? I mean, we're talking a hair width short. So that's a little disappointing, but it's just how the motor ended up sitting here, and it left this one just a hair short. I guess when I mocked it up, the motor was cockeyed just a little bit, which then that made this fit. But I think we can fix that with a little bit of our, our thick CA glue. This stuff's super thick. I can just put a dab in there, which will make that connection. And then I don't think you'll even really notice that that's not completely touching, especially once we get some paint in here and start kind of weathering up the exhaust a little bit more. I think that's going to look just fine. And we'll use our Starbond thick CA glue, discount in the description. Anyways, let me flip this over and we'll take a look at what we've got going on with the motor. So it's still not actually, I guess we will say it's not actually installed. I haven't glued it in. I did put just a touch of glue, flip back over, on the oil pan here and where it rubs on the anti-sway bar. Just put a touch of glue just to kind of hold it in place right there. But there's no, what I'm getting at is there's no motor mount. So I might go ahead and add in the motor mounts here just to, I'm still thinking about it. I haven't decided. I mean, they'll just fit right. They've got plenty of space to go right here and right here. Just to kind of sure up the motor, I guess, because it does still want to tilt back on me sometimes. I have to kind of push it back down where it needs to go. So I probably will do that just to make it nice and solid in there. But I did go ahead and connect up the fuel line, which runs here. And then I went ahead and put in what's going to represent basically just a throttle cable. So I went just bare metal from here to there. And then I don't know if you can even see it, but there's a black line running there, which I need to take down. It goes right into the firewall there. There we go. Just like that. And then once we have our air filter on, let me kind of just set it in place here if I can. You lose all those connections. So as far as doing detailed connections to the carburetor, I don't think, well, if I can get this thing to sit on here, let me set this down. It's not the easiest thing to kind of balance on here. This is not the carburetor that came with this air cleaner or motor. So it doesn't fit exactly right. There we go. And see how you just kind of lose those connections, but they're there, and you can kind of, from the side, you can kind of see it tucking up underneath the air cleaner. So I think that's going to work perfect for that. That looks pretty good. I do have the power, finally, have the power cable, or the positive cable coming up from the starter. Still have to make its connection. It's going to come back here to, let me see if I can kind of just fold it back without breaking it loose. It's going to come back here to the starter solenoid. Let me move that. Let me hold it like this. There, it's going to come back to the other side of the starter solenoid, and then we have our power cables that are running, to the starter, to the solenoid, to the battery. We've got a power cable going back to the stereo system. We've got our ground going to the frame rail, and then that, I think, is pretty much going to do it. Oh, we do have to put in, before I forget, we have to put in the top radiator hose, which we do not have the fittings for. We have the radiator hose ready to go. We don't have the fittings, the fancy little clean looking fittings that we're going to put on each end. We don't have those yet, but we can get that in at any time. I can get that slid in, shaped up and slid in at any time. So I'm not too worried. The radiator is not glued in, so I can just pop the radiator out and make that a lot easier. I still have to put the fitting so we can see the lower radiator hose. Hopefully you can see it. Probably not. It is right. I can see it right there. You guys probably can't. I need to put the fitting on that end yet. You'll never see it, but we'll know it's there, and it makes me feel better. Yeah, you can kind of see it from the top side. There you go. See the lower radiator hose going right there. So if we have that chrome fitting on it, it'll look nice and clean, I think. Anyway, so that's pretty well got the chassis done. Tonight it will be completely finished. All I've got to do is make this connection, and then put the rear shocks in. And that's it. I'm thinking about maybe running. There should be like a wire that runs up this way. I'm still contemplating. Do I want to do a bunch of like the wiring? Like get some. I'll have to dig it up. I have some really thin wire somewhere. I'll have to dig it up. But I have a bunch of thin like hookup wire that I could use and make wire looms, which could kind of look nice if I cut down. I think if I just cut down strips. I've never done this, so it's kind of just something I'm thinking about doing. If I just took some actual electrical tape, cut it down into thin strips, and then took I think if I just took a bundle of wire, of thin wire, and then wrapped it in that electrical tape, I think that could really look like a wire loom. So I'm thinking about trying to just have a wire loom go back this way into the firewall. I'm thinking about running a vacuum line from our vacuum tank, probably up here, maybe kind of run it up through here to just have another line running up to the carburetor, just kind of fill in the space a little bit. That wouldn't be hard to do. So it might be something that I might do that. We have by the way, I didn't actually make the connections yet on the heater hoses. They're still just sticking right here. I've got to push. I forgot about that. Oops, you can't see what I'm talking about. So they're running off the motor. That's one thing I forgot. I just actually thought about right now. So I've got to pull these down and make the connection right here to the firewall. You can't even really see them. Well, you can kind of see them hanging loose right down in there. And they just pull back to the firewall right there. And then have that vacuum hose run there. But anyways, I don't know. Let me know what you think. I think it's pretty well, except for 1, 2, 3 kind of little things we got to take care of. Chassis is done. I am going to re-weather the bottom. Some of it's gotten a little goofed from handling so much because we've made so many changes. So I'll re-weather. I'm going to weather up the exhaust a little bit more, not a lot. I want it to look like relatively new exhaust, like they had new exhaust put on it. And then the bottom, the chassis, all this will be finished, and then it's just a matter of finishing the paint on the body. So that's really all that's left, and this just needs a little light. Actually, you know what I'm probably gonna. Well, no, I'm going back and forth on it. I'll probably. Yeah, no, there's no probably about it. I'm going to put a clear on, and then we'll start, because the base is down. Base is down. I might do a little light, like right there, that needs a little sanding right there. There's a couple little spots that need some light, wet sanding. So I'll go over the body once, and then put clear on, which will then seal our decals. And I think we'll be good to go to fully clear. And then this all gets painted black, and we got to do our trims and all that good stuff. All the scary stuff. Also, you have to paint the inside, which I think is probably just going to be black. I think is going to be the idea. Here's our interior. I think. Actually, you know what? We had talked about. I think I'm going to do the headliner. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud here, but I think we'll do that headliner, the tan color, and I might even flock it like it's like a fine flock, like it's suede. So we'll do a suede headliner in it. That would be kind of cool. But that's all after the paint is done, and then we mess up the paint after we've got it finished. But by doing all that stuff. But I don't want to do it first because then our overspray will get all that. I don't want to have to deal with the overspray coming in and destroying our suede headliner. Anyways, let me know what you think. Let me know what you would do as far as interior colors here. Let me know what you think about the build so far. I do appreciate you joining me. If you've enjoyed this, hit the like button. If you haven't enjoyed it, hit the down and don't like button, whatever it's called. But I don't, whichever one. Hey, if you do this, though, if you do hit that don't like button, tell me why. I really do want to know why. I'm always wanting to make these better. I go back and rewatch them and I go, oh, what would I do different? And then I try to implement little things along the way. You've noticed, if you've been here for a while, you've noticed along the way, the formats have changed a little bit as far as how just the overall format of the program. And then, I've threw the coming later in this episode part up front. I'm always trying to, I guess, hopefully make them a little better. If you have any ideas, please let me know. I'm open to all criticism. So please let me know down below. Constructive criticism, of course. Let me know down below. Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell, do all those things that everybody tells you to do on YouTube. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.